Donald Trump claimed that the Gaza war will reach a conclusive ending in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Speaking at the Oval Office, Trump said that there is a serious diplomatic push underway to end the nearly 2-year conflict. The remarks come in the backdrop of Israel's latest strike on Nasser Hospital in the south of the Gaza Strip on Monday that killed at least 20 people, including 5 journalists. The Israeli military said its troops carried out a strike in the area of Nasser Hospital and that it would conduct an investigation into the incident. The military said it regrets any harm to uninvolved individuals and does not target journalists as such. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israel deeply regretted what he described as the tragic mishap that occurred at the Nasser Hospital in the south of Gaza Strip on Monday. Bangladesh Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus said the interim government led by him will hand over power to an elected government after the general elections in February next year. Addressing a conference in Cox's Bazar on the Rohingya situation, Yunus said the country is now stable enough and ready to hold the election. The announcement by Bangladesh's chief advisor comes against the backdrop of political uncertainty and rampant instances of violence and attacks on religious minorities in the country since the ouster of Sheikh Hasina government in August last year. Earlier this month, Yunus announced that the elections would be held in February, and the Election Commission subsequently confirmed the polls would take place in the first week of February. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese accused Iran of directing at least 2 anti-Semitic attacks in Australia and said the country is expelling the Iranian ambassador. The spy agency's Director General Mike Burgess said Melbourne's synagogue attack from last December and Sydney's Lewis Continental Kitchen attack from last October were ordered by Iran and believed the country was behind the further attacks. Iranian ambassador to Australia Ahmed Sadeghi and 3 other officials have been expelled, and operations at Australia's embassy in Tehran have been suspended, with all Australian diplomats already out of the country. President Donald Trump fired Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook late on Monday. Trump said in a letter posted on his Truth Social platform that he is removing Cook because of allegations that she committed mortgage fraud. The move marks a sharp escalation in his battle to exert greater control over what has long been considered an institution independent from day-to-day politics. As US President Donald Trump continues to tighten his grip on capital Washington, he has suggested that many Americans would like a dictator. Trump made this remark while he signed orders to tighten his federal clampdown on the capital Washington and prosecute flag burners. However, he slammed his critics who accused him of acting like a dictator after his administration temporarily seized control of Washington, D.C. He said that he is not a dictator, but a man with great common sense. Former Mexican cartel kingpin Ismael El Mayo Zambada pleaded guilty Monday to U.S. drug trafficking charges. Ismael said he was sorry for helping flood the U.S. with cocaine, heroin and other illicit substances, and for fueling deadly violence in Mexico. Sought by U.S. law enforcement for more than 2 decades, Zambada was arrested in Texas last year when the drug lord arrived in a private plane with one of Guzman's sons, Joaquin Guzman Lopez. Zambada says that he was kidnapped in Mexico and taken against his will. In Indonesia, riot police clashed with thousands of students in Jakarta on Monday as protests erupted against lawmakers' allowance. Demonstrators protested against what they termed corrupt elites within the government and policies that benefit conglomerates in the military. The demonstrators demanded the abolition of what they view as lavish allowances, which are in addition to lawmakers' salaries. RSS is set to mark its 100th anniversary with a 3-day national dialogue in Delhi, highlighting its century-long journey, vision and societal contributions. RSS is also planning a mega outreach program to mark its 100 years, including a Hindu Sammelan across the country. Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan has addressed the inaugural Ran Samvad seminar in Madhya Pradesh's Mau. He highlighted India's rich history of combining courage and wisdom in warfare, citing historical figures like Arjun and Chanakya. He underscored the need for continuous adaptation in modern military strategy, reflecting on lessons from Operation Sindoor. PTI Secretary General Salman Akram Raja said that he would request party founder Imran Khan and step down from his party position in wake of an undisclosed incident that occurred. Raja said that differences with others in PTI before, including interim chairman Barrister Ali Gohar in April over access to Imran Khan. At least 17 people, including 3 children, were killed and 50 others injured in northwest Pakistan in the last 24 hours. This is torrential rain and windstorms battered parts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. Monsoon spells in Pakistan between 26th of June and August 20th have left more than 788 dead and 1,018 injured as of Saturday. Heavy rain lashed parts of Southeast Asia after a tropical storm made landfall in Vietnam, flooding streets in the capital, blowing away billboards and knocking down power poles and trees. Vietnam state media said the remnants of Typhoon Kajiki were now a tropical depression over Laos. Rain was also forecast in Thailand. In Hanoi, motorists could be seen navigating through floodwaters. An apocalyptic-like dust storm was seen clogging the skies over Arizona's Panel County area on Monday. The National Weather Service described the dust storm as a haboob and urged drivers to pull over if they encountered poor driving conditions. Haboobs frequently occur during the summer monsoon season in the southwest United States. In the Indian state of Himachal Pradesh, the IMD has issued a red alert for Chamba, Kangra and Mandi for the next 2 days. The water level of the Beas River is on the rise due to incessant rainfall. Yamuna River in New Delhi continues to flow near danger mark after incessant rain in Delhi and NCR late last night. Residents of Delhi woke up to fresh spells of rain today and more showers are expected to continue. According to the regional Met Center, Delhi generally cloudy skies are predicted in the national capital. The Indian state of Tamil Nadu artisans in Coimbatore designed eco-friendly Ganesh idols as part of the Chaturthi celebrations. Eco-friendly Ganesh idols were made using 9 sacred grains and clay to promote environmental awareness. Oil prices edged lower on Tuesday following a nearly 2% surge in the previous session as traders monitored escalating tensions in the Russia-Ukraine war. Brent fell 16 cents to $68.64 a barrel, while US oil also lost 16 cents to $64.64. Monday's rally was fueled by supply disruption fears after Ukraine struck Russian energy infrastructure. US sanctions on Russian oil remain a threat, with President Trump warning of fresh penalties. Analysts see upside potential if WTI holds above the $64 resistance. Markets await US inventory data later as well. The US dollar retreated in Asia Tuesday after President Trump announced the removal of Fed Governor Lisa Cook over alleged mortgage fraud. The dollar index fell 0.3% to 98.187, with investors weighing renewed risk to Fed independence. 2-year Treasury yields dropped, signaling growing expectations of earlier rate cuts. The euro rose to $1.1650 after French political tensions eased, while the yen traded at 147.18 per dollar. The offshore yuan hit a one-month high, and Bitcoin extended losses for a fourth straight day. South Korea's Hyundai Motor Group has announced a massive $26 billion US investment plan, up from previously planned $21 billion. The funds, to be deployed from 2025 to 2028, will bolster auto manufacturing, steel supply chains, and robotics development. Key projects include a new steel mill in Louisiana and a cutting-edge robotics facility with a 30,000-unit annual capacity. The group expects to create 25,000 direct jobs, underscoring its long-term commitment to the U.S. industrial growth and tech innovation. One of India's most prominent bond bulls, Suyash Chaudhary of Bandhan AMC, has sharply cut holdings in the 2053 government bond, citing concerns about oversupply and weak demand. The note once dominated Bandhan's bond funds but is now being replaced by 14 to 15-year maturities amid shifting market sentiment and rising state borrowings. Bond yields have spiked, with Bandhan's dynamic fund dropping over 3% in 3 months. Chaudhary remains bullish on macros but says the long end no longer offers comfort as performance driver. Perplexity's AI-powered browser, Comet, recently faced a major security flaw that put users' sensitive information, including emails, passwords, and banking data, at risk. Research by rival browser Brave revealed that attackers could exploit Comet's web page summarization feature by embedding hidden instructions such as white text or disguised content, on websites or social media platforms, tricking the AI into performing actions users have never requested. This vulnerability allowed attackers to access personal accounts, extract OTPs, or even retrieve saved passwords. Android is introducing developer verification to make app installations safer starting next year. All apps on certified Android devices must be registered by verified developers, adding accountability and reducing malware and scams. According to Google, this move targets repeat offenders who exploit anonymity, especially in side-loaded apps, which have been found to carry 50 times more malware than apps on Google Play. Malaysia has launched its first locally designed and developed Edge AI processor. Introduced by local semiconductor designer Skychip SDN BHT, the Edge AI processor is dubbed as the Mars 1000. Mars 1000 is the first smart IoT chip that is built on a 7-nanometer process technology. The chip provides most effective, smart, efficient, and artificial intelligence-ready solutions. Elon Musk's artificial intelligence startup XAI has sued Apple and ChatGPT maker OpenAI in the US federal court in Texas, accusing them of illegally conspiring to thwart competition for artificial intelligence. The suit claims Apple's exclusive deal with OpenAI prevents XAI's Grok chatbot and X app from ranking in the App Store, despite millions of positive reviews, effectively locking up markets to maintain monopolies. In the lawsuit, XAI said it is seeking billions of dollars in alleged damages. OpenAI's ChatGPT became the fastest-growing consumer application in history in the months following its launch in late 2022.